Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, medyo tabingi ang cam. Ayusin ko muna, ayan. Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we will be talking about pension here in Japan. I've received a lot of questions from you guys, so I'll make this like a Q&A video. Marami sa inyo yung nagtatanong sa akin how I applied for pension exemption. I'll be answering all your questions about the pension system here in Japan. First question, are pension payments required by law? Yes, it is. All people, Japanese and foreign residents alike, living and working here in Japan are required to pay into the system, albeit rumors that foreign residents are exempt from it. So we are not exempt from it. Question number 2, how much are pension payments per month? Now, this will depend on your work contract. If you work 40 hours per week, you will automatically be enrolled by your company in the Shakai Hoken, or in other words, the Employees' Health and Pension Insurance. Shakai Hoken includes your health insurance and pension. As to how much the pension payment is for Shakai Hoken, it depends. I have one friend who is under this system, and she told me that her pension costs around 25,000 yen per month. But this is only 50% of the total payment, since the company also pays 50% into the system for you. Per month, you pay 25,000 yen, and your company also pays 25,000 yen. Please do not confuse Shakai Hoken with Kokumi Nenkin. If you work less than 30 hours per week, then you won't be automatically enrolled in Shakai Hoken. But you are still registered in the pension system. You will fall under the category Kokumi Nenkin. What is Kokumi Nenkin? Kokumi Nenkin is the standard pension system here in Japan. This means that you will have to pay your pension monthly on your own. Every month, the government will send you bills, and it is your responsibility to bring it to any convenience stores or any payment centers all around the country. To answer this question, how much are pension payments per month? It depends. I really don't know how they calculate it, but if you're under Kokumi Nenkin or the standard pension, monthly contributions are around 16,000 yen. Question number 3, is it okay to ignore the bills? This is a popular question. Is it really okay to ignore the bills? Well, on my first year, to be honest, when I was a total newbie here in Japan, I was made to think that it is okay to ignore the bills. So I did not pay it at all. Like for the whole year on my first year, I just completely ignored the bills. And yes, pension contributions start on your first year. But after a year of living here in Japan, I realized that it isn't okay to ignore the bills. I started getting warning letters. So I have here the sample warning letters. I won't show you the letters because that's a little bit confidential. I received envelopes like this in 3 different colors. There's the blue one and the yellow one, and I think this is like the super warning letter. It's the red envelope. I think this one is the most threatening, telling you that they can seize assets and stuff like that. So it was a bit really scary. So to answer the question, is it okay to ignore the bills? No, the answer is no, because if you ignore the bills, they'll start sending you warning letters. It is really a bothersome to receive all the warning letters and all the bills. In a month, I'd receive like 4 or 3, or I think 4 max. Question number 4, is there a penalty for late payments? As far as I know, the Japanese government is not that strict when it comes to collecting late fees. Sometimes I even forget to pay my water bills or like my electric bills, and sometimes I lose my bills. Therefore, I wouldn't be able to bring the bill to the convenience store to pay it. So what I do, I wait for a few weeks until they send me another bill, but on top of it, you'll have to pay for a fine of like 100 yen. It's not a lot, so yeah, they're not that strict. And also, don't worry, this is not like the Philippines. Whenever you forget to pay your bills, let's say electric bills, then Meralco will automatically cut you off power, but it's not like that here. So to answer the question, is there a penalty fee for late payments for pension? Now I'm talking about pension. The answer is I am not sure. I am just assuming now that maybe it's the same as utility bills. For late payments, they'll like add like 100 yen more on top of your bill, but I don't really know. What they keep sending me are just my bills from like the year I did not pay at all. I didn't notice an increase or something, so I am not sure about this, but for other bills like utility bills, you have to pay for fine, but that's just really minimal, just 100 yen. Question number 5, is there a penalty if I don't pay at all? Although pension contributions are mandatory, there is no actual penalty for not paying pension. Can I be happy? The answer is no, you can't be happy. Why? Because based on my experience, after ignoring my bills for a very long time, I started getting warning letters, and at first it did not sink into me that like they have this capacity to seize my assets or something. I don't really own anything. Heck, I don't even own a TV, so like what asset, you know? It just really started to bug me. I kept on getting the warning letters. After a year of ignoring the bills, I tried to read one letter from this envelope. It's in Japanese, of course. I can't read Japanese, so I just used Google Translate app and then I translated the whole letter. The letter was like warning me, threatening me of a seizure of assets or like bank freeze or something like that. That time I got scared. I got really scared. And also in one of these envelopes, it contained the pension exemption form. So I translated that, I filled that out, and then took that to the city hall at the pension counter. If you ask me, is it really possible that the government can seize assets or force deduct money from your bank account? The answer is yes, it is possible, especially that a few years ago, the government introduced the My Number system. I don't know if you're familiar with it. The government rolled out this My Number system, which makes everything easier to track down, like your assets, your bank account, properties, and even your remittances. Starting this year or starting last year, you can't remit money without registering your My Number to your remittance account, like let's say GCash or BDO. So the government can track all your remittances. And yeah, possibly banks. Yes, it is very possible that the government can force deduct money from your bank account, and they can also seize assets. So there is a penalty. I think the penalty is this one, seizure of assets, and I haven't really experienced that myself yet, but I saw on Reddit people posting their experiences that the government seized their assets or forced deduction from their bank accounts. Can we get arrested or can we be deported if we don't pay for pension? The answer is maybe no. I haven't heard of anyone getting arrested or was deported because of not paying into the system. Next question, how can I apply for pension exemption? Now, this is a question that I got a lot from you guys. What you can do is get the form, the pension exemption form, and then fill that out, and then take that. You can actually drop it at the post office or any post box that you can see, but I just want to make sure that it gets to the right people. So I just go to the city hall, go to the pension counter and file it there myself, and then I just wait for the results. That's it. The form is all in Japanese, so just use Google Translate helping you fill out the form. You'll get the results by mail. Next question, if I apply for pension exemption, will I be automatically granted exemption? The answer is no. Unfortunately, not all people who apply for pension exemption gets the full exemption, meaning if you get the full exemption, you won't be paying anything at all. For a full exemption, I think it will really depend on your financial capacity to pay pension, because of course if you earn more, then the slimmer chance you get for a full exemption. Maybe it also depends on the person at the pension office reviewing your application, because I know some people who applied for pension exemption and they were not granted at all, and I also know some people who were just given partial exemption, like 1/4 or half of the pension payment, but I was luckily granted the full exemption on my second year. So in the exemption form, I declared my parents were living in the Philippines as my dependents. Of course, you have to prove that by sending like remittance forms and all that. Maybe that was the reason why I was granted full exemption. And I think you guys will ask me how I did that, how I declared my parents as my dependents. I will make another video about that. I can't really help you how to fill out the form. I think it's better if you go to the city hall and ask. And yeah, I suggest you learn Japanese before going. You should like at least learn a few Japanese words, or if you're fluent, then good for you. And don't expect a person at the pension office to know how to speak English, because they can't. For my final words, please do not ignore those bills even on your first year. My advice is apply for the pension exemption as soon as you get settled in your placement, because otherwise you'll have to face the threat of pension office seizing any assets that you have. I hope this video was helpful for you guys. I hope you like this video, and also please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet, and please click that bell button so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. If you have more questions, then shoot them down below at the comment section. I'll try to answer as much as I can, but also guys, like, I've been receiving like tons and tons of questions, so I hope if I don't get to answer your questions as soon as you want it to be answered, please wag kayong magtampo, or please don't like hate me for that, because I am also busy. I work 2 jobs day and night, so yeah, just a little understanding guys, and just know that I'm doing all of these for you. And yes, I'll see you in my next vlog. Goodbye, see you.